Hey there, Sabrina Riccio, and I'm excited to be here with you. More than excited, I guess I should really say I'm happy to be with you because it's very in relation to what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. And the big thing we need to debunk right now is the good vibes only mindset. So I wanted to talk about this as someone who's navigated through severe depression since the age of 3 years old and has done a lot of work around this. And I wanted to talk about this because with the current state of the world and things that are happening, even astrologically, there's a lot coming up for a lot of people. And sometimes pain comes up, sometimes sadness comes up. And the thing that we need to really understand is that these emotions are normal. And I believe that this good vibes only, yes, of course, have a positive attitude. And sometimes you need to honor what you're feeling. I know there's a lot of people that are navigating through a lot of feels with the pandemic going on, with the current state of the world. Death, change, what have you. And it's really important to understand that it's not always good vibes only. I believe that there's a lot of growth that comes from that shadow and that pain. We have this opportunity to transform that suffering into compassion. When we go through those darker moments, once we get out of it and through it, I should actually say, once we get through it, we're able to have more compassion for those we'll meet along the way that may be navigating through it. And we can't shame ourselves in this bubble of good vibes only, because during those times where we're feeling sadness or grief, there's a lot of growing that comes from that experience. There's more empathy and compassion we have for ourselves, for those that may be affected. The thing that we need to understand is that we can't be stuck in that space. And I think that's what we have to really focus on. Rather than just good vibes only, be aware to honor your emotions, listen to them, feel them, hear them. And with that, how can you be more compassionate? How can you slow down? How can you honor your needs to fill yourself up, to come into this wholeness? And again, from that space of compassion to maybe someone you'll meet along the way who's hurting or suffering, we at least can go back to those moments and to see how much growth we've had, to share our story, to connect on a heart-to-heart level through that compassion and through that love. So if you're being triggered or tested, or even if you're navigating through some sadness, death, loss, trauma, you have to understand that there's nuggets of wisdom in those moments, and there's a silver lining in those moments. And it's really important to reach out, to ask for help. Maybe that's with a therapist, maybe that's to a friend, a family member, what have you, asking for that help. And I think that's another thing that can really come up with this good vibes only, is that when we need those moments of that moment of help and reaching out and asking for that support, if you haven't done a lot of the work, that reaching out or asking for help can feel like a burden, or it can feel as though, oh, I don't want to be judged because I'm feeling in this way, and I don't want them to think less of me because I'm feeling this way. That actually isn't going to support your evolution nor your relationships, because more than ever, we need to connect on this human level. We need to connect on a heart-to-heart through our emotions, through our vulnerability, and with integrity. And I think that's the biggest thing that's really going to help us navigate through these times is integrity. So in your integrity, if you're feeling down, allow yourself to share, I'm not feeling in alignment with my best self right now, but there's something in this moment, in these feelings, that I need to address, that I need to dive into, so that I can shower myself with love, so that I can fill up my cup and allow that space to be an overflow. And these are the things that I really feel are the most important things that we need to think about beyond the good vibes only, is that how are we going to navigate through these times and help a brother or sister down the line who is going to maybe need support, where there can be this level of, I see you, I understand what you're going through, and you're not alone. And so life isn't always good vibes only, let's be real. And these are mindsets and misconceptions that have been spreading through the spiritual wellness community that really need to be addressed, because it's not real. There is emotions. We have these scales of emotions. And when we can understand and address that, that's when we know we can ask for help. That's when we can feel that support. But we need to be able to be receptive to that. And we can't be receptive to that if we don't reach out and ask for that help. If we have this conditioning of what needs to be, like this image really of, oh my God, what are they going to say of me? When am I going to do this? It's not going to be beneficial for your well-being mentally, spiritually, emotionally in the long run. All in all, I just really want you to recognize and honor that if you're feeling down, if you're navigating through some challenging things, if you're going through grief or sadness, ask for that help. And don't be ashamed that maybe you're not at your good vibes only space. And if you've had prolonged depression or prolonged, lower frequencies, lower energies that are out of alignment with the you're here to share that medicine, to share that truth, to share that light in the world. That's when you need to go forth and really ask for that help. Reach out to the people, maybe, a therapist, a counselor, family, loved ones, friends, what have you, fill in the blank of the people that see you, support you, and can help you really realign to your truth so that you can go forth and share your story unapologetically without any shame. Because I think the biggest thing with this good vibes only is that it can shame people that may not be feeling in that space. And then if you're constantly shaming yourself, it's going to be a lot more challenging to align to who you are and how you're here to show up and really unleash your medicine and your truth with the world. So I would love to hear, what you're feeling with all of this, because with what's going on in the world right now, a lot of us are being tested, and we just have to remember that we're not alone. And there's so many resources out there, living in a time where there's so many resources, and don't get sucked into a lot of the negativity and the trauma. If you need to disconnect from the news for a while, do it. Like, honor your energetic boundaries and do the things that light you up, that fill you up, that feel supportive, and give yourself permission to go there. Give yourself permission to do you, because we all need to show up more than ever before. And these are massive things that we need to address, to look at, and to release the shame around that. If you're feeling low, it's part of the human experience in terms of feeling the ups and downs of the emotions. And know what's in your toolkit that feels good and implement it. Reach out for help, and you know what lights you up. So go out there and do it. We are transcending all of this. And massive changes are happening. And to see that in our reality, we must first embody that within. So start practicing those practices, the devotional time for you, and watch what happens. I'm rooting for you. You've got this. And I'm looking forward to seeing how all of this evolves, because we're all part of this wild and crazy ride together. So just remember to take care of yourself, ask for that help, and fill up your cup. And I'll be rooting for you, praying for you, and seeing you on the other side of all of it. Take care. Sanam.